What's going on, guys, and welcome to day 3 from this East Coast trip. And today we're at a pretty special park, one that all 4 of us really love, and this is King's Dominion in Doswell, Virginia, baby. You looking forward to today?
Oh yeah, Intimidator 305.
It is our favorite coaster in the country, maybe his number 1.
Perhaps
period.
my number 1, period. Yeah. So
it is a pretty amazing ride. I cannot wait to capture POVs for you guys and bring you along for the ride because it's a pretty amazing attraction, and they don't build them like they used to. Intamin killed it with that one. As well as that, Twisted Timbers and amazing RMC coasters here. Dominator's a B&M floorless coaster that's relocated from Geauga Lake in Ohio, which is pretty interesting. Tumbili, the new coaster that we haven't done yet. It's an SNS 480 free spin, so nothing too special, but I'm looking forward to seeing the theming and what they've done in that whole area. That is where they're going to do inevitably the Volcano the Blast coaster replacement project, so I really look forward to seeing what they build there, and all the theming, how it ties in together, should be really cool. Oh, another thing, they retracked Grizzly since the last time I came. Grizzly is a coaster I never have liked. I have always disliked Grizzly, but I'm really glad that they've retracked it. The Gravity Group is my favorite wooden coaster manufacturer. I'm glad they've came in and that they've done a lot of work to Grizzly, hopefully improved the ride experience and made it a pretty good coaster. This park in general is a wonderful atmosphere. I genuinely love this park and I cannot wait to be here today. We're literally at King's Dominion.
We're at King's Dominion. I'm so excited, bro. I love this park so much. Missed it so much. So excited for R305.
We had an incredible day here in 2021, and it's been 2 years, hasn't it?
It's been 2 years, and I'm so excited to be back. So excited.
Most looking forward to?
I305.
Of course. The whole squad agrees that I305 is just, it's the ride here. But you know, the rest of the park is also great. There's gonna be a lot to explore today. King's Dominion in Virginia, let's head inside. Even though the park's open, it looks so deserted. And we're entering Jungle Expedition to do Tumbili first. We were gonna head to I305, but Intimidator is not yet open, which is fine. We're gonna wait it out, do Tumbili. This is a new credit for 3 of us. Josiah's been on this before, and it looks great around here. Look at this. The audio's great, theming's great. These buildings look spectacular, actually. This is really well done. This looks really nice, I'm not going to lie. For an SNS 40 free spin, they did not spare expenses. They really took the time to make this look nice, theme it a little bit. I love the support structure that looks like bamboo, and the audio's great as well. This is really nice. Good job, Cedar Crest. Are you excited for the monkey ride?
I'm so excited.
Oh god, this is weird looking.
whoa! Oh! Woo! Woo! Oh my god! Whoa! What? Whoa!
Well, Tumbili's a full package was cool, but the ride experience itself is certainly one to be desired. I think it's pretty underwhelming. SNS 40 free spins in general have never really done it for me, and that one's the small model, so it's even shorter than what you normally see at Six Flags parks. When Cedar Fair budget's less than a Six Flags, you know something's wrong. Then again, I say that, it's a lot better presented and a lot cooler themed than all the Six Flags ones. I mean, look at this thing. It certainly looks very impressive. I mean, Skylar, how'd you like it?
I like the music. I like the design on the trains. I like the everything, but the ride experience. I mean, the ride experience is fine, but
it's not special.
The only thing that wasn't impressive. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did a good job for a free spin, but I think the free spin itself is just not my kind of thing. But what'd you think?
Yeah, it was actually better than when I rode it about a year ago, and I still prefer the Intamin Zack spins myself. A lot of people will hate me for that, but
I agree.
It's fun. It's fun. It's good. And it fits this area nice, the theming wise. I think it fits
certainly
well.
does. Considering that was a replacement for the flat ride Crypt, I think that's fine. But definitely wouldn't have been an adequate replacement for Volcano, which obviously is not the case. This is the plot of land over here that Volcano occupied, and at some point in the near future, I'm sure they're going to do something huge. That'll be cool. And the whole area itself actually looks really great though, so that I'm impressed with. I305 still down, so we're doing Twisted Timbers next, which is a ride that we love. Josiah's actually not super sold on Twisted Timbers right now, so I'm hoping he likes it more today.
Yeah, people probably think I'm a Debbie Downer. It's just the parks we've chosen this trip have a few rides that some consider elite that I just don't enjoy. Twisted Timbers is one of them, but I'll give it another shot. I mean, I just have to be careful because usually when I ride rides like this and I come off, I have a painful rest of the day because my thighs just hurt.
Hey, we're on Twisted Timbers. Let's go, baby! This is gonna be great. I've been looking forward to this ride for a long time to get back on this thing. This is Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion, and I305 is going. Let's go! How'd you like that?
That was fun.
It was fun. Just got off of Twisted Timbers, and that was running incredibly well, even though it's not as fast as it may be later in the day. And the back row is our favorite on this. And yeah, we just did a front row ride to start, and it was still incredible. That ride is so good. It has tons of airtime, and honestly, all the airtime moments are executed so well. I don't feel like they crunched too much into a tight space. I think it's just perfect what they did here. I think RMC really nailed it. I think that's an amazing second place coaster for this park. It doesn't top I-305, I'll tell you that much. And Josiah liked it a lot more this time.
It was better. It was better.
But I don't think it's running as fast. I think you might like that.
Yeah, maybe. The front was fun. I liked the views. It was cool to watch the track. I don't even know what, but around the second turn over here, there's an airtime hill right after that that gives really fun airtime.
The first of the three is the best. But I do love that 3 in a row. And how'd you guys like that? You did in the back.
Yeah, it was awesome. Airtime was insane. I thought the airtime was amazing. I do think I prefer Wildcats Revenge.
I agree. So we just did that yesterday, and I think Wildcats Revenge is probably the better ride. But hey, let's let it warm up a little bit. I remember last time we came, it was ridiculous later in the day. So
yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. The airtime was crazy. It just doesn't stop.
One of the most purely enjoyable RMCs in my opinion. It just keeps on giving. And yeah, definitely, I'm going to be comparing it a little bit to Wildcats Revenge today. We just did an RMC yesterday, and I think Wildcats Revenge certainly has the variety on this ride, but I think this has the stronger airtime, and I think it also has more airtime. So, you know, it's really up to personal preference, I think, this versus Wildcats Revenge. And I'm going to give it time to warm up, judge a little bit later, but yeah, for now, Wildcats Revenge is definitely the better ride. It's still an amazing coaster and a world-class ride. Second place coaster for this park. If it was at any other park, it would probably be the best ride in the park. Hey, a pleasant surprise. The Ace landmark here, Racer 75, formerly known as Rebel Yell, actually has the other side, which is obviously 2 credits. So this coaster is 2 sides, 2 credits for us enthusiasts that are counting. But the far side is open today, and it wasn't open when we came in 2021. Therefore, we have another credit to look forward to, not just Tumbili. Holy crap. We're at Racer 75 and it's actually dueling. I can't believe it. And in 2021 when we came here, only the blue side was running. So this is actually a new coaster credit. At Kings Island, sister park to Kings Dominion, they also have a coaster almost identical to this, also called Racer. That one duels all the time. This one does not because this park's attendance is never that high. Take today, for example, it's super, super quiet. There's no reason they need to be running both sides, but I really appreciate that. So hats off to Kings Dominion operationally. Let's do it. Woo! Oh, so smooth. Yeah! Woo! Woo! Oh! Let's go! I-305! Look at our Lord and Savior! Oh my god. Woo! Whoa! Hey, new track over here. Oh, it's so smooth. It's pretty smooth.
That was not bad.
They're looking after that really well in my opinion. It's fun.
I love Old Willie's. It's so fun.
And dueling, that was super cool.
And dueling was cool, yes. And the views of I-305 are crazy.
Hey, let's do that next, I-305. Josiah! We're at I-305! I can't believe we're on this! Yeah!
It's solidified. It's done.
Oh!
It's done.
Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god. What the hell, dude?
I told Mark I was like having some debates after our Europe trip with like Ride to Happiness and Still X2 and stuff. A front row ride on Intimidator 305, I'm saying this, is my #1 coaster.
Totally understandable too. It's my favorite coaster in the United States. It's solidly my #2. That is absolutely phenomenal. There goes the girls in the front row. They are freaking out. That was amazing, Josiah. That is everything. Every time you come back to King's Dominion and you ride Intimidator 305, if you ever have any doubts, it always lives up to the hype every visit.
Every time.
It's incredible. It's not the thing about Steel Vengeance, some people say, is it's inconsistent. Some days it runs with trim, some days it's running slower. This is always running psychotic.
It's just a balls to the wall ride. It's just sit down, hold on, like it's ridiculous. Non-stop. Even from the station too, because the cable lift. It's just
the cable lift is insane. It genuinely is one of the greatest coasters ever built. If you haven't been to King's Dominion to ride this coaster, you absolutely need to. The fact that matters is it's not even running the fastest it gets. This is a morning ride. This thing is gonna be absolutely ridiculous later today. Not to mention, we haven't done a back row ride yet. Back is my favorite on I-305 normally, but I definitely wanted to get that front row POV for you guys and the reaction, of course. It was an amazing ride. I'm so grateful to have shared that with Josiah. I'm so grateful that I'm here at King's Dominion in Virginia today. Lovely park, and this coaster really does make this an absolute must visit. It's one of the greatest rides ever built, this ride.
That was insane.
Excuse me.
I think I blacked out a little.
That was actually just insane. It's just so fast.
That's like it's one of the greatest rides ever. Is that your #1?
I need to rewrite it because I literally blacked out, I think. I like don't remember.
Oh my god. Let's do it again and in the back. There's no one here. No line at all. Josiah, I can't even like comprehend that we decided to do this to ourselves over and over again.
We're back row, Intimidator 305. Let's go.
No way.
That was so fun. It's my #1. It is.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? How was back row?
Why is that there?
Now that you can like actually
it was
breathe.
crazy. Oh my god. It's just like there's extreme positive G's and extreme negative G's. And
Oh yeah, by the way, anyone that says this ride doesn't have airtime, what the hell are you talking
literally, you need your brain checked.
No, it's maybe not as much as some other Intamin coasters, but that's certainly a good chunk of airtime. And when you're doing those rapid fire twists and turns, you get airtime. It is
Bro, it's crazy how like you're graying out and then you experience airtime and it like lightens up as the airtime hill happens.
Yeah, exactly. When the blood rushes to your head, your vision clears up a little bit. But that is the most intense coaster in the world. There's nothing like that in the world. I can't believe they built that. I can't believe it's still operating. I hope it never, ever shuts down for any reason. That is the reason to come to this park. It's just ridiculous. But up next, we're doing Flight of Fear, which will be a nice breather. Should be nicely air conditioned inside here. It's gonna be great. This is the park's indoor roller coaster, manufactured by Premier Rides. Let's get a ride on this thing. Flight of Fear was actually pretty awesome. Better than I remember.
That thing is running way better than it has in prior years, in my opinion.
Yeah, I remember in 2021 when we did this, it was just not that smooth. And don't get me wrong, it's not a smooth ride. The transitions are very whack, but yeah, it's running a lot better and it's definitely much more bearable. Did you guys like it?
Yes, it was like, the beginning is so good, and then it's like, what happens? Like,
well, until the end. The middle section sucks.
Yeah.
The beginning is pretty good, and then the end is great. You start going so fast. And the best part was that it was so nicely air conditioned. And now we're outside and it's miserably hot again. But is that going to stop us from riding I-305? Of course not. Let's get more rides on this thing. All right, it's time for a food break, and we're checking out Grain and Grill here at International Street. I've actually heard this is an amazing restaurant. It's like a cafeteria style thing, but the food is supposed to be excellent. And Cedar Fair has been really stepping up their game as far as food's concerned. I just tried the Cedar Point restaurant they did on the boardwalk section of the park, and I think that's an amazing addition to Cedar Point, so I can't wait to try this. Food looks pretty awesome. We got grilled chicken, we got mac and cheese, we got naan bread. Overall, the food quality is great at Cedar Fair parks. However, this is kind of ridiculous, the portion size. I paid $18.50 with the discount with the Platinum Pass. I definitely think either the portion should be bigger or the prices should be lowered. If this was Knoebels, this would be $5. But nonetheless, I'm really happy I'm just eating right now. It's so hot and so tiring today. Twisted Timbers is running psychotic.
It was insane. It warmed up so much from this morning.
It was really fast, like really fast. And as you can see, we're all like red because it is so hot. This is easily one of the hottest days I've spent in a theme park. Then again, we've been to King's Dominion before, and last time we were here, it actually was also like 95 degrees. So it's kind of funny. Every time I've been here, past 2 times at least, it's been very hot and very empty. It has been amazing not having to wait for anything here, and I think that's definitely worth the trade-off of, yeah, it's extremely hot and a little bit painful at times, but we're gonna keep riding and keep pushing. It's been an absolutely awesome day so far, and we're loving the park. Twisted Timbers was so intense. I still think I'm leaning towards Wildcats Revenge. I just think the variety is better. However, I think Twisted Timbers is the more intense ride for sure. Not that Wildcat isn't intense, but Twisted Timbers is like insane. Like the airtime on that is some of the most aggressive airtime in the world, easily. All right, next up is gonna be Grizzly. It's so weird to get to this ride. You have to enter through this gift shop, so it's actually very kind of hard to find the entrance, and a lot of people miss this ride because of it. But they just did some retrack work, so I'm really looking forward to it. Actually used to be one of my least favorite wooden coasters, period. So I'm hoping that these improvements really are improvements. Well, I have to say, Grizzly was shockingly really good, and I wasn't expecting it. That retrack really did wonders. That first half was actually very, very enjoyable. Second half, they haven't retracked yet, so it's still rough, but not so bad in the second half because the stress placed on the track isn't so great. But yeah, Grizzly definitely grew on me, and I enjoy it a lot more now than I did. It's certainly one of the better coasters at the park now. So I wasn't even gonna film that thing because I was like afraid that it was gonna be super, super rough. But no, it was running pretty good. So definitely thumbs up on the retrack, and I hope they go back and retrack the second half too, because if that whole thing got that new track by the Gravity Group, that could be a genuinely fantastic ride. And that first half had some good airtime. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. The retracking did wonders for this thing.
Keeping the old Woodies alive. Love to see it. I'm glad they're taking care of that because that is a cool layout and I love the setting. I just always thought it was way too rough to enjoy, but now that they've smoothed it out a little bit, it's actually a pretty fun ride. Wow, there is no one in line for Dominator. You ready for this?
I was agreeing with the no line thing, but yes, I am ready for this. I like this ride.
This is a great ride. I do think I prefer both of the Superman themed ones. So the one at Fiesta, Texas, and the one we did in Spain. Yeah,
I mean, I don't really rank them all. They're all ranked pretty similar for me, but this one's fun because most vertical loops, in my opinion, are a rather boring element. But on Dominator in the back row, when you're on top, you actually get thrown out.
Look how huge it is too.
So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Definitely a good ride, and I love the low to the ground turn after the loop. That's a very intense element.
The layout's very, very ingenious.
I'm glad they saved this ride from Geauga Lake. I think it was probably one of the better rides there that they could have saved. So yeah, Dominator is a great filler ride for this park. Absolutely awesome. Unbelievable that there is no one in line for I-305. We're wrapping up with just a couple more rides. I'm gonna snag one more POV for you guys, and then that'll be it for the day. But it's been absolutely unbelievable the time we've had here. One last ride, and that's it. One last ride on this beast. Here we go. Yes! Woo! Oh my God! Yes! Oh no! Oh, there he goes. Ah! Oh my God! Woo! Woo! Oh my God! Oh! Oh my God! I genuinely think that is the limit for what the human body can withstand on a roller coaster. Because the past 2 rides I've gotten on I-305 have been the most intense rides I've probably ever had on anything. The first turn after the drop, everyone always talks about that being the most intense coaster element in the world, and I agree. But something interesting happened. Right before you black out, your ears start to ring. Your vision obviously goes out as well, but your ears start to ring. And that was happening to me so violently, totally like was on the verge of blacking out. Sam says on one of the rides I was completely unconscious, and I don't even remember. So it's very possible I could have. You kind of just snap in and out. It's crazy. And there's no other coaster in the world that does that to you. Definitely nowhere close to I-305. That has to be the most intense coaster I've just ever seen. Like, nothing compares. And it's starting to rain. Got some rain rides.
Yeah, that was fun. There was like these little like pellets on our last ride that like were just coming in so hot. It was crazy.
That coaster is so fast.
It's incredible. And I love the front row. It's just unreal.
That is a world-class ride. Almost too much. I love it.
So, yeah, I could keep going all night, but it was amazing. Best ride ever. I need 5 of them.
That's literally your number 1, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think multiple people in the group also agree that it's their favorite coaster ever. When you have unanimous like consideration that it's arguably the best coaster in the world, it's pretty freaking cool. I mean, it's not my number 1, but it's very close to Ride to Happiness, and it is definitely my number 2, solidly my number 2. It's one hell of a ride. I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it exists. Totally unbelievable ride. It's been an absolutely awesome day at King's Dominion. We also got many more rides on Twisted Timbers, and Warmed Up, that was also incredible. This park really does have like one of the greatest top 2s ever. Maybe the greatest, because I-305, second best coaster I've ever been on, and Twisted Timbers is probably somewhere in the top 20, top 25. It's that good. So yeah, pretty unreal ride lineup here. I mean, King's Dominion has a top 2 that keeps us coming back to Virginia, and we will continue to come back to Virginia because this park is awesome. We always love coming here. It's actually an underrated park, in my opinion. We genuinely love this place. Did you have a good day?
I did have a good day.
Hot
Wonderful.
one, but
always a good day at King's Dominion.
yeah, we've had some good times here. This park is definitely a special one. These kids have been out for a couple of rides. How have you been enjoying the day, and how was I-305 at the end?
It's so hot. I-305 is so good, but I couldn't take anymore.
I understand.
I had to. It was over.
I had to tab out too.
It was just so much.
Unreal.
My
We could go.
It's just like the more intense a coaster is, the more I want to ride it.
It's such an unhealthy obsession for us enthusiasts.
Dude, it's been a long day full of some crazy rides, but man, I-305 is something else, and it is something to ride if you come here.
We love this park. King's Dominion, you've been awesome today. We will be back, of course, like always. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which I'm very excited for. Another park I love here in Virginia. It's gonna be great. Lots of good coasters to get on. I'll see you guys then. Peace out, guys.